Sanjay says, people usually write a memoir at the end of a long, illustrious career or when they're retiring, like cricket players. You've chosen to write one sort of at a point in time where you felt like you need to reflect on what has gone by and what you plan to bring to us in the future. To me, it seems like the pandemic had something to do with it. That was, in a way, a breaking point in you sitting and thinking about your life. Maybe we all did because we had so much time on our hands. But can you tell us why this book and why now?
Thank you. My first thought about a book, writing a book, has been since I read my first book. So, like most of everybody, we all dream of writing. And then, of course, your English teacher clearly tells you that, sorry, you're not good enough. So very early on, you know that it's not going to happen. But then finally, when you do write a book, you realize that you can't write it, so you get the help of a writer. But coming to the book and why I wrote it, yes, when I read the autobiography of Charlie Chaplin, that was actually a turning point because he wrote it much later in life compared to many of his contemporaries, and looked at that as a kind of inspiration and thought that if I wrote it, I would write it much later. But then, like you said, the pandemic definitely set us on thinking. Like, for instance, from singing a concert every 2 days for 30 years to sitting at home for 8 months without a concert, it can take its toll on people's minds. Yeah, you can get up in the morning, you can sing for a few hours, and then what? So the time to actually reflect was, especially in the case of a performing artist, was huge. And I am a very positive kind of a person. So in that sense, that I look for what do I get out of this time that I reflect. So one of the things was I was answering a lot of questions that were there that I had not answered in the past. Like, for instance, at all points of time, I would sing only Carnatic music. I never sang any other form of music, publicly or professionally. That was a choice that I consciously took. And then the pandemic came, and then there was no opportunity to sing what you wanted to sing. So then why did you take that choice? That was the question that was primarily being answered at that point of time. And I keep coming back to the fact that, yeah, I wanted to do X, Y, Z in that form of music. I wanted to achieve a certain level of proficiency or skill or whatever you want to call it, material or immaterial. However you want to explain it. There is something that you want to do. Tangible, intangible goals, let's say. And then suddenly you realize half your life is finished. And then you see and you reflect and you look at this wonderful work that youngsters and so many other people are doing. And you say you still have a chance, maybe to, latch on to those fellows and not feel too old. And they will also not consider me too old, so they'll say, come on, vaanga paravailla, rather than an old man, let's say, Anna, vaanga. So there was still some time left. So in that sense, the pandemic made me look back, and then when I knew that a lot of things were happening in my life, I said, I always believe that when there is a turbulent phase in society, be it politics, be it social, be it cultural, it should be documented, that process, because there is a lot of things that are happening in either a society's mind or in an individual's mind when such things happen. And I think when they are documented and written, it is there for posterity in some way or the other. So that was my original plan, in the sense that so many things are going through my mind and I want to document it. And now is the time to immediately, because I'm doing all these things, I'm doing so many other things that I have never done for 30-35 years. So let me put it in the form of a book and also use that opportunity to look back a bit.